I just got back from watching Lego 2. Why, you ask? Good question. I love movies, and I'm a movie reviewer. I love to review movies and give you my personal honest opinion about them and whether you should go see them or whatever the case. Now, this being a Lego movie, it's a kid's movie. Okay, I'm not expecting some Oscar-worthy, performances in this or a grand score or an amazing script to bring everything to life. I know what I'm getting, so I'm not gonna go all harsh and it was stupid. There was loud music. I'm gonna base this as it is a kid's film. This film has everything you would want a kid's film to have, especially at home. You want to pop something in, get them occupied for a second so you can do something around the house. This would be the perfect movie. This movie is loud, bright colors, characters Batman, any type of Wonder Woman they can find in the world, Aquaman, that was voiced by Jason Momoa, by the way. Like the original, Emmett, Lucy is back. The people that you've recognized from the first one, and they're back, and it's even more over the top than the first one was. The first one, compared to this one, was pretty grounded, if that makes any sense at all. The first one was grounded. It was a realistic film compared to this one. This one is odd. Just odd. I mean, you literally have... It's like they took kids, and all the kids are on acid, and they said, hey, now that you're high on acid, here's, $100 million. What would you make the Lego movie about? And they just start blurting out, and whatever they're saying, they're writing down, oh, that sounds great. How about you, Timmy? Oh, that's amazing. Sarah? Oh, good job. And all the ideas that these kids spat out, not one of them got denied. They just said, sounds good. Let's do it. So there's more songs. If you're going to the movie theater with your kids, be ready. There's more songs. There's more glitter. There's more unicorns and rainbows and kitties and all that type of stuff. But I will say, in this movie, there are some good values, some good messages, not just for kids, but for anybody of any age, and a concept for a film that you wouldn't really think would be in this film because it's a Lego movie made for kids. You know what I'm saying? So, is this a movie that you can take your kids to, or when it comes out on Blu-ray, pop it on, have a good old time, laugh your butt off at nonsense, popcorn, eating, soda slurping? Yes. This movie is an A+ in fun. It is entertainment to the max. Music, color, jokes, you reckon not everything is just all the way up to 11. They cranked all the amps up all the way to 11. They said, here you go. Here's more fun. They just went balls to the wall with it. And I loved it. For what it is. Like I said, if you're looking at this movie like, oh, the script was bad. Come on. It's a Lego movie. What are you expecting out here? You know what I mean? So I'll give you a little dribs and drabs of the movie. I'm not going to spoil anything. It's just a Lego movie, not too big of a deal. So basically, the first 2 minutes takes place right after the first one. Emmett gives the heart to the sisters invading little weird alien monster looking things. And then it cuts to 5 years later. And in 5 years later, there's two systems they play on. So it was Bricksburg, but then that all got destroyed by the sisters invading aliens. And now it's called Apocalypseburg, I believe. So everyone's hardened. They're all like Mad Max, and Emmett's still Emmett, which is the greatest thing. And then in Bianca's room, which is the sister to Finn in the real world who are controlling the Legos, her room is called the Sistar system. Sistar. And so the plot of this film is Emmett had a dream about an event that was going to take place in the sister's room, that if it took place, would send all the Legos, all the toys into a black abyss, never to be seen again. So they want to stop it. There's time travel involved. There's a couple twists that you're like not really expecting. It's a fun movie, and you'll enjoy it with your kids. Or like me, you go see it by yourself on a Thursday night because you want to get a review up because you love film, you love movies, and you love reviewing them. And that's what you do. So you go sit by yourself in an empty theater and watch the sequel to the Lego Movie. The first 5 minutes of this movie, something happened, and it scared me. Not like, oh God, like a jump scare or anything. It scared me of a message standpoint. So there's a part where we're now 5 years later, and it's Apocalypseburg, and the sisters' aliens are invading again, right? So they all go to Batman's lair. He has a big bunker shelter type place set up just in case something like this would happen. So they all make it in. And I believe if you saw the trailer where that star is like caught in the door, and he's like, the pain, I'm so cold. And Emmett opens the door for him real quick. That's Batman's bunker. And one of the new characters, General Mayhem, which you've seen in the trailers and posters, she gets in that split second. And she says, give me your bravest, give me your best warrior, and I'm taking him with me. And Emmett starts to talk, and she says, not you. She has a visor on, and she can scan you. And that scan gives her your personality traits, whether you're weak, immature, whatever your strengths or weaknesses are, whatever the case, right? So she's like, not you. You're not a warrior. You're not brave. You're not strong. You're immature. You're weak. You're soft. And Lucy's like, don't talk about Emmett like that. He just saved the universe 5 years ago. And then, so General Mayhem's like, it was him? He's the one who beat him? With all the master building and the great idea? And then Lucy's like, well, it was me. And then so General Mayhem's like, so you did all the master building and it was your idea. And a helpless man took all the credit. Right there, this is 5 minutes in. I was about to leave. Because this is a kid's movie, okay? This isn't, an adult style film to be putting that kind of message. That message is not going to go, a kid's not going to get it. It's going to go right over their heads. But the parents in the theater, they're going to get it. They're going to see it right away. And I saw it right away. And I was like, why are they putting this in kids' movies? Like, it's one thing to make a movie for kids. It's another thing to make a movie for kids and put messages in it and ideals and thoughts that aren't naturally growing inside that child. Just make a children's movie what it is. It's supposed to be eye-popping, bright colors, loud, catchy, annoying music, and jokes for an hour and a half. Just do that. Don't try to put political messages in movies for kids. To me, it's gross. It's like you think a 5-year-old is like, you know what I'm saying? But when they see that all the time in movies and stuff, and you masquerade it with jokes, it eventually becomes like, I'm going to say brainwashing, anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? It becomes normalized to them, where a man is now always helpless. A man is always dumb, always weak, always soft. A man can't be strong. A man can't be smart. It's always the women who are smart, the best, the bravest, the strongest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to, don't take it that far. But that's the last time you ever hear that message. It was real quick. They slipped it in, and then they never touch on it again, which is nice. They did touch on other messages that I thought any person at any age should live by. One of the things in this movie right after that scene I just talked about happens, Lucy, Batman, a couple others get taken to the Sistar system, aka the Sister's room, and everyone in the bunker is, because Emmett's like, we gotta go get him, and everyone in that bunker is saying, you're too weak, you're too soft. Even before they got taken, Lucy was telling Emmett the same thing. You gotta change. You gotta change with the times, basically. Stop being the old version of yourself. Be someone new. Change with the times. And so by the end of this movie, Lucy and everyone comes to realize that who you are is okay, and that's fine, and you should be proud to be who you are. You don't have to change with the times. You don't have to change with this group or that group or this group, or because it's trendy or because someone told you so. Be you and always be you. And I love that message. I thought that was great for kids, because that's something a kid can understand. I can tell my 6-year-old son when he's dancing, being a goofball, and he looks at me, and I can say, never change, always be you. He'll understand what I'm saying. He'll know that his dad wants him to be goofy and funny, because that's who he is. That's who he really is. And I don't want him to ever change that. Now, you grow up, you mature naturally. You know what I mean? You're not going to be 6 years old mentally forever. But you still have that core piece of you that will never change. And that's what this movie's about. Don't change that core piece that makes you you. Always stay the same. Like I said, you'll naturally progress and evolve as an adult when you grow up, but never change the core values that make you you. Stay true to yourself. Love the message. Another message in this movie: love. Open your heart. The whole plot of this movie is a brother and sister bickering. And it's like, basically a teenage brother looking at a 10, 11-year-old sister going, I don't want to play with you. You're a girl. You're younger. You're not cool. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing that, open it up. Find a way you guys can come together in a middle ground and live happily. Loved it. A message about love. A message about treating the ones you love with respect and letting them in and not shielding them away. Right, Batman? That's not fair. Batman, his parents kind of got taken from him, so you get the point. Don't be dark and gloomy and broody all the time. Let someone in, especially if they're close to you. And find ways to, because people have to compromise when it's a close relationship, whether it's brother, sister, mother, father, son, mother, daughter, father. There's a compromise in the middle where both these have to come to realize, you're you, I'm me, but together we can do this, and this is special, and only we can do this, and this, and that, it's love, and I love it. Then there was a concept that this whole movie's about. So I told you he had that dream about, the thing happening in the sister's room. And if it happened, all of the toys would go, the Legos would go into the black abyss, never to be seen again. That thing was called Armageddon. Not Armageddon, but Armageddon. Because basically they were fighting so much that the mom was like, this is the last chance. You fight one more time. The Legos are gone. You know what I'm saying? So in the moments where you thought this movie would be its darkest, one of the characters says to Emmett, because this movie is very fourth wall breaking, it's very self-aware that they're just Legos, that they're not real, and it says, this is all just what dying imagination looks like through the eyes of an adolescent teen. So the way the brothers act to his sister, the way everything's going on in the movie, the way it unfolds, is a metaphor for dying imagination. You're getting older. It's, eventually you're not going to play with these toys, and eventually you lose all your imagination. You become just a very ho-hum, gloomy, broody adult, and you don't have fun no more. And that's what this whole movie, the whole concept behind this movie is dying imagination, and to never let your imagination die. Always be creative. Don't ever just become some, you know, empty vessel. Have a soul in there. You know, be you. Be true to yourself. Always be you. And never let your imagination die, are the messages in this movie. And they were great. And I love this movie for that, because that's something this generation needs. In a generation where every song sounds the same, where every movie script is the same, where everything's the same. Because, you know, I'm 30. When I was coming up, you had to be different from everyone else. If you were even somewhat close to being like someone else, you were no good. Man, you're too much like so-and-so. Man, you resemble so-and-so too much. You're whack. Because back when I was growing up, they wanted the original. They didn't want some knockoff. I wanted Tupac. I didn't want Ja Rule. I had no choice. It didn't matter because Tupac was murdered. He was murdered. He was taken from us. And so I got a knockoff version through Ja Rule. I don't want that. Do you know what I'm saying? But in today's world, in 2019, everything's the same. You say 6 words in a rap song, you put a beat over it, and you just repeat them over and over and over and over and over and over. No one cares anymore. The imagination has died a long time ago. And this, in a movie like this, in a time like this, where it's saying, don't let imagination die, be true to yourself, is amazing. Do I think you need to go see this movie right away? No. You don't have to. It's nothing world breaking. It's just a kid's movie. But it's a fun kid's movie with a couple jokes that landed for me. They would be a lot funnier if I was 6. But a couple jokes did make me laugh. It's loud. It's colorful. It's glitterified. It's pop culture overload in this movie. And you and your kids, grandkids, whatever, will have a blast seeing it. Through entertainment value, through pop culture value, through glitter value, this movie is an A. It's a fun movie, and I can't wait for Sunday when I take my son to go see it, and he can have the time of his life just laughing his little butt off for an hour and a half. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll check you guys next time.